good evening and a very warm welcome to the Orange Velodrome in Marseille. It is time for Le Classique, the first Classique of the season in France, and it takes place here in a very hostile velodrome. Marseille will be playing in front of some 65,000 home supporters. There'll be no Paris Saint-Germain supporters, but the form in this fixture at least is very much on Paris Saint-Germain's side. PSG have been on an extraordinary run against Marseille in recent years. They haven't lost this fixture for 7 seasons now. They came very close last season. Edinson Cavani had to save the Parisians with a last-minute free kick in what was a dramatic fixture. Let's hope for more of the same in terms of drama tonight. It's the 10th and final game of week 11 in France, and of course it's the game everybody has been waiting for. Lille have taken advantage of Paris's late kickoff this weekend. They've moved to within 5 points of the Parisians. Paris Saint-Germain very much top dogs in France. They've won all 10 of their 10 fixtures so far, 30 points from a possible 30 for Thomas Tuchel's team. They lead Lille so by 5 points, Montpellier by 8 points. Montpellier very much the surprise package in third, Lyon in fourth, and Marseille in fifth going into this one. Monaco joint bottom now after Thierry Henry's team could only draw at home to Dijon. So it is Marseille standing in front of a mountain tonight, the mountain that is Paris Saint-Germain. 17 times they've played in the last 7 seasons, and on not one occasion has Marseille triumphed. Steve Mandanda knows what it feels like to beat Paris Saint-Germain. He's been at the club for long enough. Florian Thauvin has never tasted victory in a Classique, but Thauvin passed fit today. That's a massive boost for Olympique de Marseille. He's been struggling with a heel injury. He is very much OM's main man. He's their top scorer this season, 7 goals already in 7 appearances. He scored 22 league goals last season, Florian Thauvin. An interesting decision taken by coach Rudi Garcia tonight. No Valère-Germain and no Kostas Mitroglou, so for the first time this season he's opted to go without a recognised striker. It's Lucas Ocampos, I think, who'll play in the centre-forward position, at least that's where he'll start. He may play more of a false 9 role and drop off. A little bit inconsistent, Marseille. 3 wins and a couple of defeats in their last 5. Those defeats were heavy ones as well, away to Lyon and away to Lille. As we look then at the starting 11 that Garcia has opted for. No surprise to see Steve Mandanda in goal. More of a surprise to see Bouna Sarr in position at right back. Hiroki Sakai missing out. And it is looking like a 4-3-3 formation without the centre forward. So this caption has Dimitri Payet playing effectively as a false 9. May well turn out to be Rudi Garcia's tactic with Thauvin and Ocampos, and perhaps Morgan Sanson as well, making runs from deep. Can they trouble a Paris Saint-Germain backline that is shorn of 2 key elements tonight? PSG do have injury concerns. Thiago Silva misses out. He has an ankle problem. Presnel Kimpembe is suspended, so Alphonse Areola, the goalkeeper, will be playing behind Marquinhos and Thilo Kehrer, the German international. It's a little bit of a new look defence for Paris Saint-Germain. We may even have Stanley Nsocki playing as one of 3 centre-backs. We're going to have to see how PSG line up. The biggest surprise, I think, though, is this man, Eric-Maxime Choupo-Moting, included today as Kylian Mbappé is dropped to the bench. Something of a sensation that no Mbappé, no Adrien Rabiot. Those 2 dropped after Paris Saint-Germain's disappointing performance against Napoli on Wednesday night. They did salvage a draw. It finished 2-2 at the Parc des Princes, but Paris Saint-Germain in some difficulty now in their group, behind both Napoli and Liverpool. 5 wins in their last 5, 10 wins in their last 10 for Paris Saint-Germain. Unstoppable in Ligue 1 so far under Thomas Tuchel. 10 victories, 37 goals scored. They've won each of their last 2 Ligue 1 fixtures by a scoreline of 5-0 against Lyon and against Amiens. So the slightly surprising starting 11 that Tuchel, the German manager in charge of his first season here at Paris Saint-Germain, this is his first taste of a Classique. This is his starting 11, a 3-man backline that includes a couple of inexperienced figures, Thilo Kehrer and Stanley Nsoki. A 5-man midfield that doesn't include Adrien Rabiot. He's dropped to the bench, as is Kylian Mbappé. 9 goals in just 6 league appearances for Mbappé so far this season. Everybody assumed that he would start in attack, with Edinson Cavani missing out due to an injury. Our kickoff here in the Velodrome, just about 5 minutes away. The players will be out in a few moments. Don't go away. Huge amount of noise in the Velodrome already as the starting 11 is announced on the tannoy. It's all about pride tonight, of course. Marseille bitterly disappointing on Thursday night in the Europa League. They reached the final of the Europa League last season, but it looks like they're going to be dumped out at the group stage this time around. Just 1 point from their first 3 games and a 3-1 loss here on Sunday night at the hands of Lazio. It wasn't just the result, it was the nature of the performance that was so disappointing for the Marseille fans. A number of players, including the expensive summer recruit Kevin Strootman, well below their usual standards. We saw Dimitri Payet and Adil Rami bickering, arguing with one another at the end of the game. It wasn't a good night, and they need to put their differences to one side this evening, the Marseille players, and focus entirely on trying to get the better of this exceptional Paris Saint-Germain team. Champions 5 of the last 6 seasons. PSG losing out just once to Monaco in 2017. How times have changed down at the Stade Louis II. Monaco 19th in the table. As the players come out of the dressing room, key moments already these as the respective starting 11s get their focus and prepare to enter the cauldron of noise that is the Orange Velodrome. Adil Rami and Steve Mandanda, 2 very experienced players, experienced French internationals, both of them World Cup winners. Florian Thauvin as well was among the Marseille players involved in that superb performance from Les Bleus in Russia. Paris Saint-Germain also had 3 members of Didier Deschamps' squad, including Alphonse Areola, who starts today ahead of Gianluigi Buffon, including Kylian Mbappé as well. Presnel Kimpembe the other, as the Velodrome awaits Olympique de Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. So much quality in both of these two teams. Can Dimitri Payet do it when it matters most? Can he write his name further into Marseille folklore by becoming a hero tonight? Like Jean-Pierre Papin, Chris Waddle, big names of Marseille's past. The first Classique of the 2018 season between Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. The two sets of players take to the pitch, and the noise and the colour in this stadium is something to behold. 65,000 Marseillais. We have no Paris Saint-Germain supporters, unfortunately. They've not been allowed to travel south for this one, but the home fans creating a remarkable atmosphere. It's a fixture that Marseille have struggled horribly in recent years. No victories in the last 7 years. 17 matches between Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. No victories for Marseille. They do, however, possess the better head-to-head record historically. 22 wins, 8 draws, and just 9 defeats for Marseille. But of course, Paris Saint-Germain have been so dominant in the last few years, and they're dominant in Ligue 1 at the moment, sitting top of the standings on 30 points. 10 wins from 10. They're looking for a record-extending 11th straight win at the start of the season now. But this is the Marseille team that will be trying to prevent them from getting that 11th straight win. Florian Thauvin passes a late fitness test. He starts in an attack that includes Dimitri Payet and Lucas Ocampos. Neither Valère-Germain nor Kostas Mitroglou included from the start today, as Rudy Garcia for the first time opts for a starting 11 without a recognised centre-forward. Bounassar coming in to right back as Hiroki Sakai, the Japanese international, misses out. That's a blow for Marseille. Paris Saint-Germain have some problems of their own in terms of injuries and suspensions. Presnel Kimpembe, the French international defender, misses out with a ban tonight. He is joined in the list of absentees by Thiago Silva and Edinson Cavani, both of whom are injured. The video referees will be, of course, assisting the man in the middle, Benoit Bastien, as is custom in Ligue 1 this season. Benoit Bastien ready to officiate his 4th Classique as we look at the young face of Kylian Mbappé. We thought he'd be starting, we thought he'd be leading the PSG attack in the absence of Cavani tonight, but a big surprise from Thomas Tuchel, leaving Mbappé on the bench and handing a first Ligue 1 start to Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. Nobody was predicting that, I can tell you. Adrien Rabiot has also been left out rather surprisingly, and it does look as though both Rabiot and Mbappé are being punished, if you like, for what was a disappointing performance all round from Paris Saint-Germain against Napoli on Wednesday night. Thomas Tuchel, the German coach in charge of Paris Saint-Germain and taking charge of his side in a Classique for the first time. Rudy Garcia almost oversaw a memorable victory in this fixture last season. Almost. Edinson Cavani equalised in the dying seconds with a wonderful free kick. No Cavani tonight, though, for Paris Saint-Germain, and no Mbappé from the start. The boy wonder sitting this one out on the bench for the moment at least. It simply doesn't get any bigger than this in the world of Ligue 1. It's Olympique de Marseille against Paris Saint-Germain in this magnificent Velodrome stadium that is packed to the rafters tonight. 65,000 Marseille supporters will be cheering their team on, hoping to witness a first Marseille victory in the Classique for 7 years. Both teams had difficult nights in midweek. Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday night drawing 2-2 against Napoli, and they were pretty grateful to come away with a point thanks to Di Maria's last gasp equaliser. Marseille didn't even get a point. They lost 3-1 against Lazio, but it's Marseille on the attack with Florian Thauvin. Possibilities here. The return pass from Morgan Sanson doesn't quite pick out Thauvin. And now PSG coming forward. Draxler's pass. The noise absolutely deafening here. Neymar wins the free kick. Marquinhos, big night for the Brazilian in the absence of both Thiago Silva and Kimpembe. He's the one senior man at the back, flanked by 22-year-old Thilo Kehrer and the 20-year-old Stanley Nsoki. Verratti to Marquinhos. Nsoki. Verratti. Kehrer. Signed from Schalke in the summer for 37 million euros. Thilo Kehrer, he's had a slightly patchy start to life at Paris Saint-Germain. Big night for him tonight. Marquinhos. Good switch of play, finding Juan Bernat. Neymar's, or rather Choupo-Moting's first touch, not quite good enough there. PSG win it back though. Verratti towards Di Maria. Now Marseille have got it, but a foul on Neymar. Lucas Ocampos couldn't resist a bite at that one. Neymar playing very deep in these opening few minutes. 8 league goals already for Neymar this season in 8 appearances. He's not the top scorer though, because the top scorer is on the bench tonight. Kylian Mbappé, 9 goals this season so far for him. Thomas Meunier chipping forward. Choupo-Moting making his first Ligue 1 start. It's his first start in a league game since March. He played for Stoke City against Manchester City back on March the 7th. Sealed a free transfer to PSG effectively as a replacement for Cavani, and that's what he's doing tonight, replacing the injured Uruguayan. Big cheers from the Velodrome as Marquinhos' pass is overhit. Rudy Garcia applauding the closing down from his players. Jordan Amavi. He's got Luis Gustavo inside. Here he is, Gustavo, the man who scored the opening goal in the Classique last season at the Velodrome. And it was a Classique. Now Ocampos comes back to Strootman. Luis Gustavo. It's a dangerous pass, well read though by Gustavo's compatriot Marquinhos. Bit of space here for Juan Bernat, the Spanish left back. Neymar. Bernat. Bernat was chopped down there by Bounassar, and the referee's given a free kick. Jacques-Henri Hérault in the stands, the Marseille president. The owner, Frank McCourt, is sitting next to him, along with Andoni Zubizarreta, former Barcelona goalkeeper and then sporting director, currently in charge of sporting affairs here at Marseille. Given away by PSG. This is Payet. Now Thauvin. Bounassar. Can he deliver a telling ball? He can't, because Stanley Nsoki was there to intercept. A promising young player, Nsoki. Marseille certainly like him. They tried to sign him in the summer, but PSG were having none of that. Bounassar. Ball coming back to Marseille. It's headed half clear by Marquinhos. Now a real chance to counter-attack, my goodness me. Paris Saint-Germain had 5 players against 2 Marseille defenders there. Had the ball dropped more kindly, Marseille were in trouble. Thomas Meunier. Given away. And now Kevin Strootman. Bounassar. Thauvin making a strong run up the right-hand side. Good ball from Sarr, but Nsoki again very much alert to the danger. It's been a strange start for Thomas Tuchel. So good in Ligue 1. So indifferent really in the Champions League, particularly in the 2 big ones against Liverpool and Napoli. Good cross from Payet, a little bit too high for the man in the middle, who was Lucas Ocampos. Angel Di Maria. Scored an absolute beauty against Napoli, Di Maria, and he is frequently popping up with moments of magic. His statistics in 2018 are absolutely superb. 24 goals and 12 assists in all competitions for Di Maria, more than any other Paris Saint-Germain player if you combine the goal plus assists. Amavi. Jordan Amavi still. Quick feet from Payet, but Amavi couldn't collect. Bounassar, though, has space. Thauvin. The French international coming in on his right foot. Crossing deep. And the whistle has blown. Choupo-Moting finding Neymar. Neymar now for Meunier. Meunier offside. Despite the fact that the flag was up. Very strong challenge coming in on Thomas Meunier. I'm not sure if the whistle had already blown when the challenge was made. Amavi, Ocampos. Boubacar Kamara, 18 years of age, playing in the heart of the Marseille defence. Bounassar. Thauvin. Ocampos. Good challenge that from Kevin Strootman. The Dutch international signed from Roma in the summer. It's been a very keenly contested opening 10 minutes, a fairly even affair so far. Draxler, though, for Paris Saint-Germain, looking to accelerate, finds Juan Bernat. Plenty to aim for in the middle, he goes towards the far post, and Camara takes no chances at all, putting the ball behind. The boos for Neymar as he comes across to take the corner. Di Maria has been taking some exceptional corners of late. Scored directly from a corner against Nîmes a few weeks ago. Set up 2 as well against Amiens last weekend. But it's Neymar to take this one. It's cleverly done by Neymar. And that was the first chance of the night. Julian Draxler firing over, having been picked out by the Brazilian. Good movement from Draxler, got a couple of yards on his man there. Di Maria being watched all the way by Luis Gustavo. Now Campos. Campos with a nutmeg on Neymar. The home fans enjoyed that. Needs support now. Payet showing determination. Now Strootman. Bounassar. Bounassar going for goal somewhat ambitiously. Could have been a hero a year ago. Bounassar had a wonderful chance at 2-1. He was clean through in this game, but Alphonse Areola made a super save, and then moments later Edinson Cavani equalised. Perhaps saw a chance to redeem himself there. Luis Gustavo, Marseille in possession again, but it's a sloppy pass that from Morgan Sanson. This is Neymar. Fine tackle, Adil Rami. PSG though coming again. Juan Bernat, lovely dummy, Di Maria. Well, he just got crowded out in the end. This is Thauvin now for Marseille, end-to-end stuff. Payet crossing towards Campos. Can't quite get there. Well played by Draxler. Bernat. Neymar. Neymar for Meunier. Bit of space for the Belgian. Meunier's cross. Draxler, Neymar. Oh, Neymar juggling. And it just gave Luis Gustavo time to get back. Away come OM again. Florian Thauvin. Deciding to retain possession, coming back to Gustavo. Thauvin caught late there. He's lost his boots. Well, there was half a chance here for Neymar. He couldn't quite turn quickly enough, decided to opt for a rather extravagant technical move. Well, Kylian Mbappé is still just 19 years of age. His scoring record is already sensational. He'll be disappointed, he'll be stung by Thomas Tuchel's decision to leave him out of this one from the start. Camara. Adil Rami. Sarr. The trouble for Marseille tonight, you fear, will be getting men, or at least a man, in front of goal, because they are playing without a striker tonight. And they've already shown some enterprising moves going forward, but at the moment, nobody at the end of the moves. Free kick taken quickly by Payet. Very good ball to pick out Thauvin. He's all on his own. He'll have to go it alone. Thauvin. He's had a bright start, Florian Thauvin. Kera finds Marquinhos. Nsocki now. It's the first time Nsocki has started a game in a central position in Liga. He's made 5 starts this season, but all of them in the left-back position. Luis Gustavo with foul on Di Maria. Oh, he's just stepped on Di Maria's ankle there. Not a nice challenge, that. Well, we all know what Thauvin can do when he cuts in on his left foot, but the defenders know as well, and they made sure Thauvin couldn't get his shot away there. To Neymar. Neymar trying to get away from Morgan Sanson. Well, they won't mind that, Marseille. They won't mind Neymar trying fancy tricks, trying dribbles so far away from their goal. Neymar again. Nice pass for Di Maria. Di Maria finding Bernat. Cleared by Strootman. Thauvin. Bounassar running into trouble, and Paris Saint-Germain have got possibilities here. Draxler. Di Maria finds Neymar. Neymar's tackle. It's Marseille's turn to counter. Luis Gustavo. Ocampos. Thauvin. PSG have numbers back now. Strootman finding Amavi. Amavi's cross is a good one. Dimitri Payet. Marseille apply some sustained pressure here. Here's Strootman. Luis Gustavo has to be careful. Choupo-Moting doing well to get back. Now Amavi's cross turned into a shot and swerved into the arms of Alphonse Areola. Well, the early signs are that this one will be closer than the Spanish Classico that took place earlier today. Barcelona running out 5-1 victors against Real Madrid. PSG won by that scoreline here 2 seasons ago. You never know what can happen. A long, long way to go in this one, and Tuchel's Paris Saint-Germain have quite often scored a flurry of late goals this season. Marseille competing well for the moment. Marvi to camera. Gustavo. Campos. Campos going it alone and not getting support from the left back Jordan Amavi, who's staying back, very much wary of the threat of a Paris counter-attack. But Campos did well to win the corner. So a chance for Dimitri Payet to show off his quality from a dead ball situation. Payet's delivery too close to Areola. He immediately launches Paris Saint-Germain here. Neymar. Not Neymar's night yet. He had a very mixed Classique debut a year ago, scored what was PSG's equalising goal, and then later got sent off. And in the return fixture at the Parc des Princes, he got injured, so it's either been positive or negative so far for Neymar in this fixture. Camera. A lot of excitement at Marseille regarding Boubacar Camara, the 18-year-old who's been at the club since the age of 5. A lot expected from him. Lovely switch of the play. This is Thauvin. He's got Bounassar making a run outside him. Thauvin coming infield. Shot well blocked by Nsaki. And away come PSG. Real possibilities now for Neymar. Or rather, Di Maria, and Di Maria's pass gave Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting half a chance. Cross shots from the Cameroon international, who scored for Cameroon in his last match. Hasn't seen too much football though for Paris Saint-Germain this season. Just 2 sub appearances in Ligue 1 so far for Choupo-Moting before tonight. Juan Bernat, back to Nsaki. Marco Verratti. Marquinhos, everybody back. Marseille playing a waiting game here. Verratti. Neymar touching off for Di Maria. Di Maria in goal-scoring form at the moment, tried his luck. Well, we were talking to Marco Verratti in the build-up to this game. Luis Gustavo was one of the names he brought up. Another of them is on the PSG bench tonight, Lassana Diarra, who previously played for Marseille and caused PSG problems in this particular fixture. That's well played by Campos. Keeps the ball in play. Meunier getting back, Meunier doing well. The corner is awarded. The referee just hesitated. Does Meunier get the final touch? Yes. Well, Adil Rami and Boubacar Kamara both coming up for this one as Payet delivers. Again, it's close to the goalkeeper, and the referee has spotted an infringement. A little bit of a communication issue between Marquinhos and Areola there, both going for the ball. Nsocki finding Juan Bernat. Nsocki again. Verratti to Bernat. Well, the Marseille fans will be pretty pleased with the way things are going, the way their team has equipped itself in the opening 27 minutes. It wasn't a particularly pleasant evening on Thursday night here, unless you were a Lazio player. A lot of the Marseille players were roundly booed by their own supporters, including Kostas Mitroglou, the Greek striker who's been left on the bench tonight. Oh, a big bobble as Areola prepared to clear that ball. It might have been one of those scrunched up pieces of paper, yep. Luis Gustavo, good strength from the Brazilian, no offside here. It's a good cross to the edge of the box, it's really well defended. Gustavo though with a shot. Well, he wasn't too far off. Luis Gustavo made good contact with his left foot there. He started the move, the former Bayern Munich player. And Meunier managed to deny Morgan Sanson. Luis Gustavo looking to repeat last season's scenario when he scored an absolute beauty. Thomas Tuchel's men looking to equal a 58-year-old record today. Should they win, they would equal Tottenham Hotspur's record from 1960 of 11 straight victories at the start of a season. Tottenham, the only side in Europe's Big Five leagues to have achieved that. It would be a remarkable feat, not least because Thomas Tuchel has only just come in. Verratti. Switching to Meunier. Campos for Marseille. Morgan Sanson. Strootman. Gustavo. Thauvin finding Bounassar. Payet. Thauvin. Payet now. Thauvin. Thauvin's cross headed away by Kerrer. Marseille still have it though with Bounassar. Thauvin dispossessed. They're just starting to gain some assurance out there, Marseille. Maybe a chance here for Thauvin. Oh, he totally miscued his cross. A wry smile from Florian Thauvin. He had options in the middle. Lovely pass from Strootman. Had he managed to cut that ball back, Marseille might have had some joy. We've got a contest, that is for sure. 0-0, Marseille doing much of the probing as well. Paris Saint-Germain in possession though, and they've won another free kick inside the centre circle. Neymar in possession, hence the boos from the home fans. This is Meunier. Meunier tackled by the battling Lucas Ocampos. Always gives everything, Lucas Ocampos. He's perhaps not the most refined player technically. He does tend to waste possibilities, but you can never argue with his work rate. Di Maria chesting down. Again, Marseille hungry, winning the loose ball. Luis Gustavo. Sanson. Amavi on the overlap. Amavi crossing, and no chances taken by Nsoki. I think Areola would probably have got there. But the 20-year-old defender, he knew that Thauvin was arriving. Another corner, again Morgan Sanson offering a solution if Payet wants to play short. He doesn't, it's flicked on and saved by Alphonse Areola. Plucked that one out of the air, good header from Ocampos. Just got in front of Choupo-Moting and flicked the ball on. Neymar being followed by Kevin Strootman. He'll feel he's got a bit of a point to prove, Strootman, as Neymar's pass goes straight into touch. He was another of those players criticised heavily after the defeat by Lazio on Thursday, and a lot of Marseille supporters, a lot of the local journalists asking the question of why the big money was spent on Strootman in midfield this summer and not on a striker. He's a player of quite some calibre though, Kevin Strootman, and he will be determined to impose himself here at Marseille. Amavi. Luis Gustavo. Ocampos. Ocampos in behind towards Gustavo, but beautifully read by Marquinhos. Marquinhos again, clearing. Di Maria. Lovely pass into the stride of Draxler, who controls it beautifully and finds Juan Bernat. Bernat into the box, two to aim for in the middle, and he very nearly picked one of them out, but excellent defending. And it was such a slick move from Paris Saint-Germain. Camara did so well to intercept. Now we have a problem. I think Neymar not happy about something, perhaps being thrown on in that corner. He certainly got a big jeer from the Marseille fans when he went across. I think Marseille, the supporters, enjoying the fact that Neymar doesn't want to come across and take the corner. That's fine to make a lot of noise and intimidate, but it's not fine to throw things on. Of course. Deafening boos as Neymar prepares to put this ball down. Well, he shouldn't have to be concerned about his safety. Nine minutes left in the first half. Neymar does take the corner. Cleared comfortably at the near post. And perhaps a Marseille counter-attack. It's well played by Thauvin. Adil Rami, of all people, rampaging up the left. Amavi. It's such a hostile stadium. There's a very fine line, though, between being hostile and intimidating and violent behaviour. Kerrer. Bit of space for Thomas Meunier. Does love to get forward. Lucas Ocampos striding through the midfield. He's been fouled, but the referee playing advantage. Marseille have it with Payet. Gustavo. Oh dear, Sanson had a bit of an air shot, and suddenly it's 3-on-3. Di Maria. Neymar. Well, Neymar not quite managing to work his magic as of yet in this first half. Julian Draxler. Di Maria. Di Maria's cross should be straightforward from Mondonda. Breathless pace about this game. Payet. It's a good ball that from Payet, asking questions of Stanley and Soki. He feels he's been fouled, but the corner has been given. This is where Morgan Sanson can play a role tonight with those runs from deep. He's got a terrific engine and an eye for goal. He scored the winner last weekend against Nice. Payet to take the corner for Rouen. That's a better delivery from Dimitri Payet. Well defended by PSG. Now Sarr. Strootman. Strootman chipping in. Marquinhos heading away. And PSG trying to counter-attack. Verratti's pass intercepted by Strootman. It's something of a tactical stalemate at the moment. Both teams lining up effectively with 5 in the midfield. Good run from Insaki. Couldn't quite pick out Choupo-Moting. Just look how deep Neymar is coming to get the ball. Here he is. Former Barcelona man finds Draxler, and now Bernat. Bernat being held up by Bounassar, well defended. Now Tova. No cards yet in this contest. So a bit more volatile in the stands than it is down on the pitch at the moment. Spotted some top players from Marseille's past in the Velodrome. Basile Boli is here, the man who scored the winning goal in the 1993 European Cup final. Robert Pires also present at the Velodrome tonight, a former Marseille captain. They've been involved in some pretty raucous matches against PSG. Good turn from Ocampos. Was he tugged back there by Kerrer? I think he was, and this will be the first card of the evening. And he's got to be careful now, the former Schalke man. Just allowed Ocampos to roll him there, and the Argentine winger was away. Rami finds Sarr. Tova. 2 minutes left in this first half, and that's a bad ball from Florian Tova. Marseille have been so careful, so tight at the back. It would be a hammer blow should they concede from a mistake, and Tova needs to be very careful. Payet's pass towards Ocampos, who shows good pace to get in behind Meunier, but Meunier so strong, doing enough. He's a big man, Thomas Meunier, but he's no slouch. He's pretty quick over 10 yards. Amavi intercepts. Camera. Back to Amavi. Tova trying very, very hard to save a lost cause, really, that pass from Mandanda. I don't think Marseille would be too unhappy if this contest stays goalless, given their recent troubles against Paris Saint-Germain and their form going into this one. They're giving a decent account of themselves so far. Of course, 0-0. That means Marseille would be the first team to take anything off PSG this season. One minute of added time has been indicated as Bounassar finds Florian Tova. Sarr again. Sarr to the byline, crossing. Just too high once more for a frustrated Lucas Ocampos. He's given a lot in the first 45 minutes, but hasn't been rewarded. Draxler finds Meunier. Di Maria. Neymar for Di Maria, through towards Choupo-Moting, but Boubacar Kamara again is there. Meunier, the cross from Meunier. Bouna Sarr's header, not a good one. And there's a man over at the far post. Bernat with the shot off the line. On the stroke of half-time, Paris Saint-Germain so close to opening the scoring. The half-time whistle has blown here at the Velodrome as we look at this chance again. The cross from Meunier, a snapshot from Choupo-Moting, the ball falls to Draxler. He comes back to Di Maria, and it's Kevin Strootman on the line, ensuring that at half-time it is still Olympique de Marseille 0, Paris Saint-Germain 0. We're going to hear from Eric Maxime Choupo-Moting.
Ouais, c'est ça, c'est toujours difficile ici. On voit l'ambiance, c'est un vrai match. Il y a des duels, mais tout est ouvert et nous on continue.
C'est dur de se faire des occasions, de se créer des occasions dans des matchs comme ça.
Bon, on voit, c'est pas facile, mais on doit continuer. On peut améliorer notre jeu, mais c'est la mi-temps.
Tu as confiance, on sent que tu as confiance. Il va se passer des choses. Hein.
Ouais, bien sûr.
Toi, merci, c'est cool. Ça va, Flo? Ça va, se régale ce genre de match? C'est un vrai match de foot, c'est du ping-pong, mais ça vit de l'intérieur. Hein.
Ouais, c'est un vrai match de foot, il y a beaucoup d'intensité. Moi qui est arrêté depuis 2 semaines, là, ça va vite. Donc, non, c'est bien, on fait une bonne première période, on défend tous ensemble, on attaque tous ensemble. On doit mieux négocier les coups offensivement, mais ça va le faire, on va se procurer des occasions et il faut qu'on continue comme ça.
Dans ce genre de match, on se retrouve un petit peu, on craignait un peu pour vous avant ce match. Là, vous êtes présents. Hein.
Non, c'est vrai qu'on est présent, on joue en équipe, on est présent dans tous les duels, dans les deuxièmes ballons. Donc c'est bien, c'est un match de guerrier de notre part, donc il faut continuer comme ça.
C'est compliqué de ne pas jouer avec un vrai avant-centre de métier dans ce genre de match.
Non, mais... Oui, c'est compliqué, surtout que c'est une façon dans laquelle on n'a pas l'habitude de jouer, mais aussi habitué, on a fait une bonne préparation, donc il faut continuer.
Ça va ton pied?
Ouais, ça va.
So we're going to keep on working, we're going to keep on going.
Merci à toi.
Florian Thauvin giving us his thoughts. Marseille happy then with a goalless first 45 minutes in which they have matched Paris Saint-Germain. PSG with that chance at the end. Otherwise it was a very close affair. We'll have a look at the stats before checking out the first half highlights. First half highlights from Meunier involved here. Crossing and the ball falling to Draxler and then Neymar. Acrobatics didn't pay off. Marseille probing. Luis Gustavo with that long-range effort that flashed wide. Marseille giving as good as they've got really in this opening period. Just that big chance, the best chance of the night. Right on the stroke of half-time for Angel Di Maria. Lucas Ocampos with the flicked header that was plucked out of the air by Areola. Really not too many clear-cut chances. This one of the best, I think the best. Draxler finding Di Maria, his shot beat Mondonda, but not Kevin Strootman on the line. At half-time, it is goalless between Marseille and PSG.
Dans cette orange, et rendez-vous lors du prochain match pour un prochain orange.
Welcome back to Marseille, where at half-time it is goalless between Olympique de Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. We've had a fascinating first half, that was frenetic. It ebbed and flowed from end to end, but no big chances. Not until the 46th minute, added time in that first half, when Angel Di Maria went very close, beat Steve Mandanda with his shot, but the ball cleared off the line by Kevin Strootman. Marseille, though, will be pretty happy with the way they've gone about their business. They've denied Paris Saint-Germain space. They've been hungry. They've picked up a lot of the loose balls. And they've had one or two half chances themselves. We heard from Florian Thauvin just before half-time, and he was admitting that it is difficult for them without a striker out there. And I do wonder if Rudy Garcia would consider unleashing either Germain or Mitroglou early in this second half, or whether he'll stay slightly more cagey, keep the five in the midfield. Dimitri Payet playing this false number 9 position. It's effectively a 6-man midfield if you consider that Payet is dropping off a lot. And they're managing to at least stifle the Paris Saint-Germain threat. But it means that we're at something of a stalemate. Not too many clear chances for either side. It's a fixture we've seen Paris Saint-Germain run away with on a number of occasions in recent years. So the Marseille fans will take some heart from the fact that they've denied PSG space, denied them chances, and that Marseille are matching the French champions at the moment. If they can more than match them, if they can open the scoring here, this stadium would absolutely erupt. And then it would be fascinating to see the PSG reaction. We're not there yet, though. PSG currently level with Olympique de Marseille. PSG with some real quality on their bench as well, not least the 19-year-old goal machine, Kylian Mbappé. The players coming back out then at the start of this second half. Thomas Tuchel, the coach with all the options really as far as his substitutes are concerned. Eric Choupo-Moting has been active. He's offered an outlet at the front of the Paris Saint-Germain attack, but I'm sure a lot of PSG fans will be clamouring for the introduction of Kylian Mbappé at some point. Back underway then at the Velodrome. Goalless at half-time between Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. 45 minutes for PSG to try to get their 11th consecutive victory, or perhaps 45 minutes for Marseille to claim their first Classique win for 7 years. PSG in possession, kicking from right to left. Kerrer coming back to Marquinhos. Nsocki, who's given a good account of himself in the first half. Draxler now. Di Maria with the shot. Good save from Mandanda. PSG starting this second half in positive fashion. Lovely pass from Draxler, and the shot. No backlift really from Di Maria, but he rifled that shot away. Good save, Mandanda. Got down quickly. Neymar then across for the corner. An outswinger from Neymar. Luis Gustavo gets his head to it. The ball back, though, with the Brazilian. Not for long. Neymar dispossessed by Ocampos. Kera doing well to get back and take the ball away from Payet. Now Draxler. Bernat back with the German international Julian Draxler. Capped 49 times by the Mannschaft. Bernat now. Adil Rami cuts it out. Juan Bernat, was he fouled? Not according to the referee. Bernat has stayed down as Marseille tried to come away. Thauvin. Marseille going into this game on the back of 2 wins and 2 clean sheets as well against Caen and against Nice, and they were welcome clean sheets because OM had been shipping goals before them. They've let in 16 so far in their 10 matches. PSG have scored 37. They've not registered fewer than 3 goals in a league fixture so far this season. Gustavo to Amavi. Strootman, Gustavo. Strootman's passes are nodded down by Thomas Meunier. Marquinhos with the header, only as far as Luis Gustavo. Gustavo inviting Bouna Sarr on, but it was perfectly read by Bernat. And now Neymar accelerating up the left-hand side. He's got Choupo-Moting making a run. Big cheer from the Velodromers. Florian Thauvin comes crashing in on Neymar here. Goes over the top of the ball. It's not a particularly well-timed tackle, but no free kick given. Thomas Meunier. The dummy. Ill-advised from Angel Di Maria. No, Ocampos making a lot of effort, but not getting there. Now space for Neymar, up against Bouna Sarr. He's got Juan Bernat outside him. Plays it to Bernat. It was perhaps a little bit heavy for the Spaniard, who has at least won a corner. Again, some objects getting thrown down on Neymar. I think it's mainly scrunched bits of paper, but it is all unpleasant, unnecessary. Neymar's found a bottle and he's had enough of taking corners, I think. It's become something of a habit, unfortunately, in this stadium, in this fixture. Basile Boli shaking his head. He doesn't want to see that. He was all for the thunderous tackles on the pitch, but Le Classique is not about chucking things at opposition players. So the game held up. And Neymar will now try to take this corner. Punched away by Mandanda. Payet. Ocampos. PSG win it. Di Maria showing good strength. Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting again. Now Campos doing some really good work. He's been fouled, and a card has been shown to Di Maria. Well, the fans absolutely loved that bit of skill from Lucas Ocampos to get away from his man. Now the referee coming across to the technical area, having a word with PSG officials. Zoumana Camara is one of Thomas Tuchel's assistants. He's being spoken to now. We saw another official ushered down the tunnel. Areola rushed into a clearance. Bouna Sarr is there. This is Thauvin. Back for Bouna Sarr. Marseille trying to get a little bit of impetus. Throw in as Marquinhos clears. Thomas Tuchel sees the funny side of whatever Zoumana Camara was telling him there. His Paris Saint-Germain side have had the best chance of this second half. Di Maria's shot saved by Mandanda. Di Maria had the best chance of the first half as well. And Strootman saved his shot on the line. Now this was the issue. The PSG officials, including sporting coordinator Maxwell, among those talking to the fourth official. Insocki for PSG. Draxler. Di Maria. Nicely taken by Draxler. This is Bernat. Verratti back to Bernat. Everybody behind the ball now for Marseille. Verratti. Di Maria. And now Neymar. Neymar still in the penalty area, and his shot is only just wide. Super skills from Neymar. Absolutely brilliant from the Brazilian. Going between Sarr and Sanson. Firing beyond Mandanda, but just wide. Now Thauvin. Thauvin. Still going, Florian Thauvin, and fouled right on the edge of the box. Well, that was good skill. And a burst of acceleration from Florian Thauvin, taking him between two PSG players, and now Verratti is in danger of talking himself into the book. He feels there was no foul. Let's have a look again. Well, Insocki left a trailing leg in there. Difficult to see how much contact there was as Thauvin then went over the challenge of Draxler. I can tell you that the assistant sent down the tunnel was Arno Mikkels, one of Thomas Tuchel's assistants. Sent off for complaining about a refereeing decision. PSG have got more concerns here with this Marseille free kick. Payet and Luis Gustavo, the two standing closest to the ball. In a game with few chances, this is a real opportunity for Marseille. It's going to be Payet! Good save from Areola. A whip shot from Dimitri Payet. Over the wall, it was dipping under the crossbar, but Areola watched it all the way. A little bit too straight. The shot, it just gave Areola the chance to make what was still a good save. Payet again. This time with the corner. And suddenly, Marseille starting to pose a threat here. Couple of half chances there as PSG breathe again. It's Alphonse Areola. Ensoki. Well, this game is still anybody's. Marseille coming into this second half now. Thauvin, Bounassar. They do have men forward. It was very good from Marquinhos, who was wrong-footed, but just about intercepted the ball with his trailing leg. And now Neymar. No, he's pushed that ball too far away. PSG with a chance to counter-attack. Choupo-Moting. Play on, says the referee, despite Strootman's foul. Neymar. And now Di Maria. Well, it is frantic stuff, and perhaps now might be a good time to send on Mr. Kylian Mbappé, the top scorer in Ligue 1 this season with 9 goals in just 6 appearances. He'll be wanting to prove a point. He will not have been impressed, not have been happy when he saw the team line up and his name was not in the starting 11. Marquinhos for Verratti. He's got around about 30 minutes, Mbappé, to try to provide a response to Thomas Tuchel. Try to get a big goal. What would be a big goal for Paris Saint-Germain? This is Di Maria. Space for Meunier on the right. Di Maria again. Bounassar is there. Thauvin. Space for Bounassar now. The ball goes out, and if the referee looks across, it will be time for PSG to make their first change. Choupo-Moting being sacrificed. And on comes Kylian Mbappé. It was a big surprise that Mbappé was left out tonight. It was assumed by many that he would lead the attack in the absence of Edinson Cavani, but Choupo-Moting was given that job. Now Thauvin. Thauvin losing his balance, following a bit of a shove from Juan Bernat, and it's a free kick to OM. The big men coming up for Marseille, they were already wary of the PSG threat on the counter-attack. They will be even more wary now with Mbappé on the pitch. Payet to take this. Payet's delivery goes a long way, but nobody in a Marseille shirt can turn the ball goalwards. Neymar. This probably Marseille's best moment so far. Super free kick from Payet, but World Cup winner Alphonse Areola equal to it. World Cup winner, despite not getting any minutes in Russia. Now Lucas Ocampos. Sanson. Morgan Sanson will be up against his former club next weekend as Marseille travel to Montpellier. Currently third in the table, Montpellier. Here's Thauvin. Thauvin shot comfortably wide. He's starting to get a bit more joy on that right-hand side. Florian Thauvin was kept in check by Juan Bernat in the first half. This is the second time he's just managed to jink inside and get a bit of space. Now, Luis Gustavo. Sanson caught in possession. This could be dangerous. It's Kylian Mbappé. Mbappé with his first touch. It is just sensational. Kylian Mbappé on the pitch for a couple of minutes with his first touch of the ball, outstrips the Marseille defence and scores the first goal in the Classique. He just keeps on producing sensational moments, this boy. Bad mistake from Morgan Sanson, losing the ball, and then PSG was so quick to get it to Kylian Mbappé, and the rest just sensational. Camara is no slouch, but he couldn't keep up with the 19-year-old attacker, and this finish, first class. Marseille 0, Paris Saint-Germain 0. How do you stop Kylian Mbappé? Well, that was just electric from Mbappé. And I mentioned it in the first half, Marseille had been so careful, looking after the ball, but it only takes one little lapse in concentration. That was the case there with Sanson losing the ball. PSG are capable of punishing you, especially when you've got a whippet like Mbappé in attack. So Marseille are going to have to change things somewhat. Just over a quarter of this game remaining, and they trail by a goal to nil. Well, the velodrome has been a cauldron of noise all evening. It's gone a little bit flat now. Fans need to try to rouse OM as well, because they are still very much in this contest. But there's no question the presence of Mbappé in attack, it's just frightening the life out of Marseille since he's come on. Ten goals in the league now for Mbappé. He's made 5 starts and now 2 sub-appearances. It is an extraordinary stat, particularly when you consider the summer that he had. He didn't have much rest after the World Cup. Now Meunier. Will PSG run away with this? Don't forget they've scored at least 3 goals in every league fixture so far this season. Neymar. Drop of the shoulder. Back in on his left foot. Di Maria now. Angel Di Maria. Neat footwork. Mbappé. Not this time. Good advantage from the referee. Thauvin sends Bounassar on his way. He's onside, Bounassar. And now crosses. It's not a good header, that. There was a chance for Sanson to make up for his earlier error. Ocampos. Payet. Marquinhos. Valo-Germain getting ready to come on for Marseille. Sarr. Gustavo for Bounassar. Now Kevin Strootman. Amavi. Jordan Amavi with the cross, near post. And the ball hooked clear by Verratti. And now PSG come. Draxler into space for Neymar. Neymar going outside Adil Rami. And then coming inside Adil Rami. It's closed down by Strootman, but this is Draxler. Draxler running at Jordan Amavi and winning the corner. So Thomas Tuchel, 20 minutes away from a record equaling start in terms of European football. 11 straight wins at the start of the season. Still work to be done, and that corner was not the best. Angel Di Maria. Verratti. It's going to be up to Marseille to come and get the ball now. PSG so good at keeping possession. Thilo Kehrer. Verratti, Kehrer. Now Meunier. Mbappé. Mbappé coming inside. Mbappe's cross, brilliant for Neymar. That's well defended. Bounassar doing his job really well. Neymar thinks it was a corner. Great pass from Mbappé with the outside of his right foot. Well, Florian Thauvin was a doubt going into this one. He's been struggling with an ankle problem of late. He's managed to play 70-odd minutes, but that is it for Thauvin. Morgan Sanson as well going off, and it's Valor-Germain, an attacker, coming on, and a winger, Nemanja Radonjic. Three goals in the league this season for Valor-Germain. He hasn't managed to score in his last 5, though, as Adrien Rabiot gets up and prepares to come on as well, it seems. Meunier back to Kerrer. Marseille need their big names, their big guns to step up to the plate now. Luis Gustavo, Dimitri Payet. It's all gone flat since the goal. Thauvin's gone off, of course. Di Maria. Mbappé. Meunier charging up the right-hand side. It's a little bit heavy from Kylian Mbappé. What a career this man is having. The pass was from Di Maria, perfectly into Mbappe's stride, but look how he moves. I think Camara realised a little bit too late that he was going to lose Kylian Mbappé. So cool in the finish as well. Scoring in the orange velodrome in front of 65,000 Marseillais. He's in again here, Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé, the angle's tight, and this time Mandanda saves. I was going to say he's playing in front of 65,000 Marseille fans, but he's playing as though he's in his back garden. Looks totally relaxed, as he did in the World Cup final when he rifled in that 4th goal against Croatia. Now the ball's gone out. Again, the supplier was Angel Di Maria. Lovely pass from Di Maria. Boubacar Kamara, 18 years of age, had looked very strong and composed for the first hour of this game until Mbappé came on, and it's been a different story since. Well, they haven't given up, not by a long shot. PSG starting a tough run of fixtures here in Marseille. They would love to get a win, of course. They play host to Lille in their next league game. Lille currently 2nd in the standings, 5 points behind Paris. Then a trip to Napoli. What has become a game that PSG really need to win. And then a trip to Monaco. Marco Verratti. Mbappé for Neymar. Neymar. Oh, it's a good ball from Neymar. Meunier saved again by Mandanda. Well, suddenly Paris Saint-Germain are getting space. Neymar saw that Meunier was totally alone on the right-hand side. The Belgian international rifling a powerful shot. It's 3 good saves Mandanda's made in this second half as the corner comes over. Mbappé at the far post. Mbappe's shot just too high. Gustavo finds Bunasar. Radjanic. Shot on here. Oh, what a bad effort from Jordan Amavi. It was swerving. Areola with the save. Yet to score in the league for Marseille, Amavi. That would have been a memorable first goal. Areola, I thought he touched it, the ball going wide, and a goal kick has been given. Di Maria going off now. Di Maria has played his part, set up the goal for Kylian Mbappé, and has been one of the principal threats for PSG tonight. Rabiot will come into that midfield and sit in alongside Marco Verratti as PSG try to frustrate Marseille. Ocampos getting away from his man. Bernat is back and concedes the throw. Sarr. Sarr's cross, Marquinhos is there. Hooked back in by Strootman. And Marseille have at least pinned Paris Saint-Germain back. Can they conjure an opening now? Sarr. Strootman, that's nicely played. Radonjic with the cut back. Germain wanted it played in towards that near post. Now, the linesman has given a goal kick. Campos has given the linesman an earful, and he's got a booking. Rudy Garcia has just signed a contract extension. It was announced yesterday. He's now contracted to Marseille until 2021. He'll do well if he survives as OM coach. Until then, it's a very, very difficult club to manage. He's done pretty well since taking charge a couple of years ago now. Marseille are unfortunate to miss out on Champions League qualification on the last day of last season. They actually missed out twice because they lost the Europa League final to Atletico Madrid. That was one possible route into the Champions League, and then finished 5th in Ligue 1. Or rather 4th, I do beg my pardon. The top 3 qualifying for the Champions League in France. Now Rabiot. Space for Mbappé. Draxler. Juan Bernat. Mbappé. Rabiot for Bernat. Rabiot again. Bernat, no. Intercepted by Bunassar. Campos. Well, Garcia has certainly succeeded in making this Marseille team a bit more solid, but they have ultimately lacked a bit of punch tonight in attack. And the debate will rage on down here on the Mediterranean coast about why OM haven't invested in a top striker, with all due respect to Valère-Germain and of course this Mitroglou. They were interested in Mario Balotelli. Didn't manage to land him though in the summer. Now the cross, a good one from Payet. Bunassar with a challenge on Juan Bernat. PSG playing their way out of defence here. Verratti. Verratti's pass. Look at the space for Mbappé, who was so desperate to keep the ball in. He used his arm. Luis Gustavo finding Strootman. Now Payet. Sarto Campos. Campos gets it in towards Germain, who miscontrols. He's good at making those runs towards the near post. Valère-Germain didn't manage to capitalise there, though. It's a good tackle from Camara. Now a free kick for Marseille, a chance to get some big men forward. I think they'll send Mitroglou on for this free kick as well. Well, Campos will get a big hand. He's just run his socks off tonight, Lucas Campos. So Mitroglou and Germain on for the final 5 minutes plus added time. Payet to take. Good delivery from Payet! Surely! No, the referee has spotted something. The goal will not count. Well, Mitroglou putting the ball into the empty net. Kevin Strootman is absolutely furious. He's demanding that the referee look at the video. He's got a booking though. Let's have a look. There's Strootman on Marquinhos. Difficult to tell there if Strootman did anything. No. Well, he's not done anything, has he? Now, the referee is going to... Now, is he going to ask for the video? Rudy Garcia is saying why not, and I think the referee is telling him there's no need. Now, the fact is he's got people looking at these pictures, officials, who can tell him that there's been an obvious mistake. They may deem that it is not an obvious mistake and that there's no need to look at the video. Such a big call, this. I don't think Benoit Bastien is he's not going to go to the video on his own initiative. He may be contacted by his colleagues. As far as he's concerned, he's got the decision right, and it's play on. So there's no video, there's no goal. Frustration for the home supporters then, as Alphonse Areola prepares to get this contest back underway. Sliding Kevin Strootman, still fuming from the decision. He was adjudged to have fouled Marquinhos. It's going to be a talking point after this game, no question. Amavi to Luis Gustavo. Bunassar. Payet. Mbappé tracking back, and PSG perhaps with a counter-attack now. Well, the referee, instead of playing advantage, has given PSG a free kick. Mbappé, I think, has clashed heads with Jordan Amavi there. Now let's have a look again. Slight movement of Strootman's arm towards Marquinhos. But honestly, it's a very harsh call. Well, it's one of the consequences of having the VAR option. Of course, when there's something that one team feels is an injustice, they're going to desperately ask for the assistance. But it only comes into play if an obvious mistake has been made, and either the officials watching it inform the referee, or the referee feels he needs to have another look. That wasn't the case there. Mbappé. Mbappé crossing, risks taken at the back, but it was pretty well done in the end. Now 5 minutes are being added on, and unfortunately we've got more objects being thrown onto the pitch. Amavi's just got a booking. We're seeing an awful lot happening out there, but not a lot of football. Amavi was very late on Mbappé there. Rabiot coming back to Meunier. Nicely done, Meunier. Great cross. Very nearly a great cross. It was just too far in front of Kylian Mbappé. As PSG threaten to finish this contest off. Still 4 minutes to go. Still a glimmer of hope for Marseille. A yellow card shown to Luis Gustavo. The referee is coming under the microscope here. He's under pressure. Marseille trying to come forward. This is Camara, Gustavo, Rami. This PSG side has just turned into a winning machine in Ligue 1 this season. And they are on the verge of going to 33 points from 11 games. Astonishing stuff. Well played by Nsoke, who's been very solid. It's been a good night for the young PSG defender. Verratti now. Verratti dancing through the midfield. Looking for Mbappé. Well played, Bunassa. This is Radonjic. A high cross, and it's cleared by Marquinhos. The ball pumped back in. PSG repelling everything at the moment. It's looking good for them. Payet. Bunassa. A year ago we had a dramatic goal in added time. It was PSG who got it to equalise. Can Marseille give them a taste of their own medicine? Here's Luis Gustavo. Crossing chance for Amavi. Gustavo. They're queuing up in the middle. Shot driven in, appeals for a penalty as well. Germain was sent sprawling just after that ball had gone. Probably more appeals from the crowd than from the Marseille players. Amavi with the throw-in. It's flicked on, Areola comes, brave goalkeeping. And an important punch, and now perhaps PSG on the counter-attack to finish it off. Mbappé, Neymar for 2-0. Oh, he's put it wide, but it's been turned home. Julian Draxler at the far post finishes off this Classique. Just like a year ago, Paris Saint-Germain score in added time. This time, it isn't a dramatic equaliser. It is the goal that finishes Marseille. The score at the Velodrome, Marseille 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2. Well, Neymar was shooting, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Released by Mbappé. A cross shot that is going wide, but full credit to Julian Draxler. Kept up with that counter-attack and was on hand at the far post to turn the ball home. Paris Saint-Germain have done it again. They have won for the 11th game running. This time, for the first time this season, they haven't managed 3 goals, but they've got a couple. And that's enough. The final score here, Marseille 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2.
Ouais, avec le talent de Mbappé. Avec Kylian, tu as marqué le but qu'il fallait au moment où il fallait. Voilà, je crois que c'était important de faire cette rentrée, de marquer ce but-là. L'équipe en avait besoin.
Oui, l'équipe en avait besoin. Une
Mbappé
grande équipe se repose sur des leaders.
Il
faut qu'ils sachent faire la différence dans les moments clés. Il ne faut pas tout reposer sur un ou 2 hommes.
Et je pense que je peux assumer ce rôle
et je l'ai fait aujourd'hui. Voilà, il faut continuer et rester dans le droit chemin.
C'était un match difficile pour Paris ce soir. L'équipe de Marseille a été une bonne opposition ce soir.
Oui, on sait que chez eux, ils mettent de l'impact, ils ont du répondant, et aujourd'hui, ils ont montré aussi que c'est une équipe qui joue au ballon.
Well, Marseille always fight hard when they're playing here, but they showed they can play good football as well today.
Mais après, voilà, on a su être efficace et on repart avec la victoire.
We managed to resist and we managed to be efficient in front of goal to get the win.
C'est bien. Il faut continuer. Je pense qu'on est des compétiteurs, on est des, comme je le dis souvent, des joueurs qui veulent entrer dans l'histoire.
It's good that we've got.
On a une occasion de le faire, donc il faut jouer
We've got another win. We've got 11 straight wins in the league. That's good. We're competitors and we want to win and we want to get records.
Voilà, c'est aussi un métier, mais avant tout, c'est une passion et un plaisir.
Alors, moment de sourire.
That's for nights like this that we play football. It is a job, but above all, it's a pleasure to play football. Kylian Mbappé, despite being left out at the start by Thomas Tuchel, he is still the hero, the man who comes on and ends the stalemate, because it was such a tight encounter for 65 minutes, but that Mbappé goal, of course, changed everything. And right at the end, Julian Draxler finishing Marseille off. Well, it wasn't a bad Marseille performance. It was combative, and at times they played some good football. They'll point to the goal that was chalked off for an inexistent foul, I would say, from Kevin Strootman. And then that shout for a penalty at the end on Strootman. It would be interesting to get another view of that. It looked like it may well have been a foul. PSG overall, though, just showing a little bit too much quality, and in particular that electric speed and poise that Kylian Mbappé is capable of displaying. So PSG march on, 33 points. They're 8 points ahead of Lille again. They play host to Lille next Friday. Can Christophe Galtier's young guns stop the juggernaut? Let's hear from Adil Rami now. I don't know what we were missing, perhaps a bit of efficiency up front. I think we were solid. Maybe in the second half we played a bit high, we gave them a bit too much space. But we turned in a good performance. We worked really hard as a team and we did what we could. We need to make sure we take the positives out of this defeat and take that into our next game.
Comment tu peux, quand tu n'as pas un avancement de métier dans un match comme ça devient difficile, sincèrement, Adil.
Ouais, je veux pas critiquer mes coéquipiers.
Non, mais moi non plus, parce que mais les gars, il t'en faut dans un match comme ça, c'est important. Quand tu es Olympique de Marseille, il te faut un mec devant qui soit capable de.
Ouais, peut-être, mais après, moi, je vais parler sur ce match-là. Et c'est vrai que même sans attaquant, on a réussi à créer des occasions.
Well, I think even without an attacker, we created chances. We did what we could.
Maintenant, voilà, après sur les choix des attaquants, c'est toujours mieux, bien évidemment, c'est toujours mieux, mais.
Of course, it's better if you've got a top striker up front.
Besoin à un certain moment aussi,
I can't comment
dans des matchs comme ça, d'avoir
my teammates.
De méchant. Quelqu'un de méchant qui fait peur à la défense, peut-être. C'est vrai, c'est toujours plus important, c'est toujours mieux, mais aujourd'hui, franchement, on n'a pas à rougir. On a montré une belle équipe de Marseille.
I think today we can be
sincèrement, c'est
pleased insofar as we gave everything.
Là, j'ai le sourire parce que malgré la défaite, ça va rien changer, mais l'ambiance.
We gave a good image
de ma carrière, magnifique.
Of Marseille, and
bravo, merci.
We did our best. We didn't get the result. Well, Adil Rami asked about the current situation with regards to Marseille's attackers. And it is a question that will be asked over and over again until Marseille do get somebody else in, because it's a club that has been graced by some wonderful attackers in the past. But at the moment, it is an area in which they are lacking. Just 2 shots on target tonight. 6 for Paris Saint-Germain. And 2 of them from Mbappé and from Draxler ending up in the back of the net. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage from the Orange Velodrome tonight, a stadium that is almost empty already. We'll have a look at the goals. Stay with us if you haven't seen them. Terrific goal from Kylian Mbappé. Morgan Sanson losing possession. Draxler feeding Di Maria. Di Maria's pass to Mbappé. He still had so much to do with the acceleration. It was just sensational. His 10th league goal this season. 1-0 on 65 minutes. It became 2-0 on 95. And Julian Draxler finished off a counter-attack. Started there by Meunier. Mbappé then picking up the ball from Neymar, feeding Neymar again, and the Brazilian shots turned in by Draxler. And that was that 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. It's now 18 Classiques in which Marseille have failed to beat their Parisian rivals. The run continues. The full list of scores then from week 11 in France. 3 away wins on Sunday. Reims winning at Rennes, Nice winning at Bordeaux, and Paris Saint-Germain winning here at Marseille. We'll be back, of course, with more Ligue 1 action next weekend. It all kicks off on Friday, as ever, with a big one. Paris Saint-Germain at home against Lille, and they are the two teams currently dominating proceedings. PSG play Lille, and Marseille play Montpellier, currently third, so a big weekend next weekend. Do join us. We'll leave you with the bottom half of the standings and confirmation that Monaco, Thierry Henry's Monaco, joint bottom with Guingamp at the moment. Monaco desperate to get back to winning ways. They haven't won since the opening weekend.